Ready?
Yeah, let's do this. Hello, everyone. Settle down. I don't talk at once. Welcome to our May A2Newtech. As you can see, this is the summer edition. I think I still see a few students out in the audience, but not quite as many people as we've had in previous months. Is this anyone's first A2Newtech? First time here? Wow. And no matter how long we have this event, I'm always amazed to see how many people there are. So just a quick rundown of the format. Today we have 4 speakers. Each one of them will get 5 minutes to present their startup, and then there'll be a 5 minutes Q&A from the audience. During that time, there's these nice little pucks in every other seat, and so if you push the 0-1 button, a red light will come on, and then it'll go sort of through the audio system of the room, and everyone can hear your question. And then to start off tonight, we have Jeff from Postbound. Yeah, just the keyboard and mouse.
Okay. Thank you. First of all, I appreciate the Peace Corps story because my wife is a Michigan alum and a Peace Corps alum. And I like to say that after she survived 2 years on very limited means in West Africa, I knew there was a chance she could spend a lifetime with me. So Postbound is a social photo book website. It's a simple app, and it's designed to solve a simple problem. And the problem is we want to reduce the amount of crappy thought books out there. Thought books are a common gift. This is an example of a book that my mom's students made for her when she retired. The problem is there's really no good website for making thought books that have photos. Most of the photo book sites are focused on individuals. They're overly complicated for many users. They have a low quality binding process, and they spend too much on marketing instead of their actual product. Our solution is what you see up here. It's photo books that have better design, not just on the pages, but on the actual physical binding itself. This is an example of one of the books. We make these here in Ann Arbor by hand. As you can see, they're not actually permanently bound, and that allows us to print on site and fill an order in less than a day. This is the way our app works. It's pretty simple. First, you log in and invite participants. We're doing this through email. If you CC a unique email that keeps track of who you sent it to and who's participated in the project so far, the users see a short video and are able to participate. They can upload photos if the project manager selects that option. Finally, after everybody contributes, the project manager can log in, make edits, order the entries. They can even download the photos to Dropbox if they want to. And when they're ready, they place the order. We begin making the book. We started making books this winter on a small Kickstarter project we wanted to do to get some experience under our belt. And so far, the feedback's been very positive. We've been working on, I guess, improving some aspects of the app, but the overall product itself has been pretty compelling. This is our business model. As you can see, unlike normal photo books, with our product, the project manager invites participants, and so it's kind of a slow viral growth model. There's not always a desire or need to start a project right away, but we've been getting pretty good repeat users from project participants. And the kind of the emotional nature of the product allows us to charge a pretty attractive price and make a good margin on that. Here's a quick summary to reiterate how we compare to the competition. Overall, we're going for a higher quality premium product with a more social nature. We built an MVP version of the product right now. We have kind of a half-built Facebook app we're working on, and we're working on developing some retail partnerships with local stores. Potentially, eventually, we'd like to be working with chains. Because of our binding process, we can pre-sell the book cover and fill the book with content later on after the initial sale. Here's our team in a nutshell. We have 4 pretty talented but part-time developers that have been working on the project so far. I've been doing the product management and sales. We have pretty good experience, diverse experience. It's been a part-time bootstrap thing right now, and so we are looking for help, especially on development from anybody who's interested in pitching in. So thanks, and I'll take questions this time.
I'm Larry. I probably don't need a boost for my voice. As I start a project on there, do you have templates that are guiding me through this? Clip art? I mean, or am I expected to basically put the materials in and you assemble it?
Yeah, so right now we have a pretty scaled down approach. We just have text that you contribute and photos that you contribute. So we have no clip art. We have a single template. We're planning on expanding the templates over time, but right now we just have a single template.
What's your manufacturing process, and is there any way you can save money there in the future?
Sure. So right now we're making everything by hand in Ann Arbor. We buy all the materials from Hollanders and some specialty kind of art grade book suppliers. We have art students working for us that are making the covers, and at the scale we're at now, that has the advantage we can be pretty flexible and offer a high quality product. I think eventually, what we could do is work with suppliers, and we've even spoken with some that could be doing that portion of the book making for us. If we wanted to do something more like a traditional photo book, there are definitely companies that you can just send PDFs to that would make that for you.
Who's your competition right now?
I think the question is, who's our competition? Our competition, I guess at a large scale, would be companies like Shutterfly, where they don't really have an app or a physical product that would compete directly with us. There are also companies that have text-only versions of kind of similar products, but with not quite the design element to the book. So we do have competition right now. Our biggest hurdle is just marketing and getting awareness about the product.
If this were to take off, what's in the works? What are your thoughts about scaling up to meet the demand?
So the question is, how would we scale up? That'd be a great problem to have, I think. So I'd welcome that problem. If we did, I think we can actually scale up reasonably well just within Ann Arbor if we had to very quickly. Eventually, if we made a decision to not make the books in Michigan, I think we could offshore that portion of the business and pre-order a certain quantity of these covers, and then even have a contract printer fill the orders for us. So it could be software only. Right now, I think we prefer to focus on the product rather than the scale element, but that could be a necessity at some point.
So you're trying to do just viral marketing. I didn't see any that you're putting any money into AdWords or anything on the internet.
Sure, yeah.
So do you have any statistics to show that that's going to be a viable business model, or are you going to take 20 years to get to your first goal?
We're averaging over one repeat customer per initial customer right now, and we've only been going for 6 months. I think, like I said, it's a slow viral growth. We've experimented with AdWords and Facebook ads, and we had some success there, but really what we've been doing is just developing the product. I think within a few months we would want to pour on the marketing just a little bit more.
Could you give us some idea of the current volume of books that you're working on? Do you have like a 40-foot by 40-foot room where people are like churning out 10 an hour, or is it like a couple a day?
Right now we're doing less than 20 books per week. So it's a pretty small job style workshop. We would want to expand that eventually, but we're still pretty small.
But it's the trickle before the stream, before the river, before the deluge.
Exactly. Yeah. I'll steal that.
You had mentioned that you're working on a Facebook app. Would people be allowed to actually collaborate on this from within Facebook, from within social networks? That seems really fun to me, if you could like pick your Facebook pictures and send them through.
I think that would be ideal. What we found is when we started working on the Facebook app, you can one problem we were having is that you can only a project manager can only invite people they're directly connected to. And so if you want to invite, your mom's friends and you don't want to be connected to them on Facebook, that's kind of a problem. So the nice thing about email is you can forward that and they have a unique link that somebody else can forward on.
Okay, that's the 5 minutes for questions. Jeff, thank you so much. Thank you. It's worth mentioning as well that at the end of the event, usually people stick around for a while to continue talking and socializing and that sort of thing. Okay, and so then while our next speaker gets set up, I just wanted to mention a couple of things very quickly. One is a big thank you to our sponsor. There's 2 of them, the University of Michigan Law School Entrepreneurial Clinic, which basically makes it possible for us to have these meetings in this beautiful room. And then the second one is A2Geeks. A2Geeks is kind of a funny organization. It's sort of a meta-organization of other groups around Ann Arbor. Everything from geek tours to A2Newtech to Coffee House Coders and Unite Ann Arbor. So if you're sort of interested in this idea of evening events that are intellectually engaging, I strongly encourage you to check out the website at a2geeks.org. Okay, so up next is our second speaker, Jim Beyer from Omni LED.
Hi, Jim Beyer, but no one knows how to pronounce that, so that's fine. The goal of this talk is to try to explain the innovation to you. So see if I can do that. If not, we can at least learn a little bit more about LEDs and grow lights in general. So if I don't answer the question, just be sure to prompt me for that. And again, it's michigrow@gmail.com is the easiest way to get a hold of me. Just real quickly about the current grow market, it's mainly dominated by what are called high-intensity discharge lights, some complex fluorescence, and then LEDs are kind of at the bottom. High-intensity discharge is it's basically a big incandescent light that has a special ballast to be more efficient. And you might have heard there was like a blackout at one of the football games a couple weeks ago. There was some fuse went, and they were out of light for a long time. It was because they had HID lights, and when they go off, you have to wait a half an hour before you can put them back on again. So LEDs are trying to make an inroad into the grow light market. Everyone seems to acknowledge it's the future, but they're not quite there yet. They've been adversely impacted by low quality stuff from overseas, and people claim maybe more than they have. But the technology continues to improve. There's a thing called Haigh's Law, which is like Moore's Law, but it's the Moore's Law for LEDs. They're just getting better and more powerful. The traditional advantages of LEDs over other lights, this is in the regular lighting market as well, but it works for grow lights too. They use a lot less power for the light they produce. And if you take into account cooling for a growing application, it's up to 80% less power. They also last a lot longer. HID bulb has to be replaced every 8,000 hours. LEDs last a lot longer. They are spectrum specific, and that's done to improve power efficiency because if you're growing plants, you don't need to throw green light at them because plants don't do much with green light anyway. They're challenged by the cost and the intensity systems. Truthfully, if it was just the cost, people would probably adopt them more, but people aren't producing the high enough wattage for them to be comfortable for a growing application. Real quickly about spectra. I know this is getting a little sciencey, but it's sort of necessary. You have the 2 chlorophylls that both have peaks at the blue and at the red areas. They have different peaks in the red. One is at 630, one's at 660, and they both have certain peaks of blue. Not much in the green, which is why they decided to go ahead and we don't need green light, so let's just use red LEDs and blue LEDs, which is what they do. This is an example of one of the system. You can see the plant looks like it's got like the purple flowers there. That's actually the color of the light. The light tends to look kind of purple, and it's kind of giving that a color look. The way stuff is grown now, many plants have what are called an initial vegetation stage, followed by a flowering stage. This is the way plants work. The initial stage, you put them on 24 hours a day. That's the vegetation stage. You haven't lit all the time, that's fine. When you go into the flowering stage, however, you have to turn the light off 12 hours a day. So you plug your light into a timer, and it goes on for 12 hours, and then it's off for 12 hours, completely dark. And you have to not let any light in at all. Even if you have a few minutes of light coming in, it can disrupt the plant. It leaves the flowering stage, it goes back into the vegetative stage, and that messes up the plant. What people currently do with LED lights now is they simply replace them and use the same regimen. They plug them into the timer and they go ahead with that. Anyway, so this is the thing you need to
1 minute.
need to explain it. With this LED light, you turn it on for 24 hours a day during the vegetative stage, and you leave it on all the time for the flowering stage as well, because the only light that the plant cares about is the 660. So if you just turn that off, you can leave all the spectrum on, you can put a lot more energy into the plants, and as a result, a lot more energy over the same period. So you're actually saving a lot of time. It's a much more efficient way of growing. Had a patent filed in November, need some help with that. Still working with the development process. Other aspects of the process would be useful. And the answer is the reason it needs to be a piano is because you have to play notes, which optimizes the plant growth. And thank you very much.
Questions?
What, without revealing it, what kind of IP do you think you're going to get?
Well, I've looked into that before. Hopefully I'm getting an IP of selective frequency timing to optimize plant growth.
That's a pretty big box. I mean, LEDs are tiny, right? So you're plugging it into the wall, so there must be some sort of like AC to DC inverter. But like, what all is inside that giant aluminum enclosure?
Actually, that's just a 12-volt DC going into that, and it's not that big of an enclosure. Rush over here. It's this size. That's the size. So. That would be a 40 watt unit. Sure.
So does this work only with plants on a 12-12 cycle? And who are your main purchasers? Also, what is one looking at if one has, I don't know, like 12 units? Say, is that like what business grows? What business needs this?
That's a little vague. The low-hanging fruit is the medical marijuana growing market. Which is now legal. However, this plays into eventually LEDs are going to replace HIDs, and it's just a matter of when. And I think this innovation is enough to really finally take it over the edge. And other plants need 12 lighting as well.
Sure. How much does it cost, and have you sold any?
Yes. This unit would be about $200, and with the innovation, I could get more for it. And basically what happened is I could sell them okay, but if you go to any kind of retailer, they want this huge hunk of it. So I wasn't too happy with that. But the innovation would provide enough value so that it's very low cost to add it, but I could get more, so it would pay for the retail aspect of it. A 1,000 watt HID would be, this is not comparable to that. 1,000 watt HID would probably run about $400 worth of ballast, and then every 8,000 hours you have to replace the bulb, which is around 100, 150, and then they use a lot of power. So 1,000 watts is a kilowatt hour running day in, day out. It does add up. Plus they have a lot of cooling issues. The really strange thing about LEDs is they don't project heat onto the plant. They produce quite a bit of heat, and I got a demo unit I can show you there, but just of the LEDs. But the heat is much better with LEDs as well to the plants.
Who's your competition?
My
Within LEDs.
It's a little confusing. I think the overseas units are very confusing to people. I don't know if that's really competition, but it makes things messed up. They might have a panel that's on the order of this large and it produces 14 watts. It just isn't enough intensity. So serious growers are not really very interested in them. So I think the competition is really HID lights. The main competition is 1,000 watt HID light.
There are other people that are making LED lights for plants with select wavelengths, right?
Not to turn on and off. No. Not that I can find.
I've seen people selling them at conferences, to be honest. There's one unit that's for animals too. You can use a tunable wavelength to kind of control the circadian rhythm of an animal, and they get higher feed conversions. So I mean that's another area you could look at too, maybe.
Right. Sure.
So your system might be useful for research also. Did you think about going to sell your system to researchers?
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility, and I didn't really touch on it, but there's other. This is just one aspect of it. There's other things that can be done with it, which might be of use to researchers as well.
Thank you, Jim.
All right.
Yeah, great. Yeah, and again, please do stick around after the presentations. I know I have some more questions I would love to ask you. Okay, so next up is Johny from Partyline. Okay, sweet. In the meantime, I just wanted to make a few quick announcements. After this presentation, we'll have some time for some quick community announcements. But in the meantime, there's two things going on in the next between now and next A2Newtech. The first is the National Day of Civic Hacking. Has anyone heard of this event before? Apparently, this is the quote-unquote first annual National Day of Civic Hacking. It's an event throughout the United States where people get together to make apps to help communities or analyze data sets from the government, that sort of thing. It's coming up. There's one here in Ann Arbor. So if you do a Google search for National Day of Civic Hacking, there's more information there. The other really cool event is the Ann Arbor Mini Maker Fair on June 8th. It's a family-friendly event where people have all sorts of crazy hardware and software and art projects that they're sort of exhibiting. It's been called sort of like a state fair for geeks. It's really cool, it's family-friendly, and it's free, so you should really check it out. And with those two plugs, I'm going to hand the mic over to Johny for Partyline.
Thanks, Eric. Thanks for having me. Hello, everybody. My name is Johny. I am a co-founder of Partyline. Partyline is a mobile app that randomly and anonymously connects people together in a one-on-one voice chat. So the key partners involved in Partyline, my brother Joe and I. We are both entrepreneurs. We've been operating and managing family businesses since we were teenagers. Businesses such as movie theaters, mobile billboard advertising company, and retail stores. Our tech co-founder, in addition to being a practicing surgeon, has founded many successful startups, such as eTrauma and Tiffany Software. Okay, so after experimenting with dating sites and social media sites, we found that filling out profiles is time consuming. The profiles and pictures can be misleading, and there's boring content nowadays technology. So we talked with some of our peers, and we found that they had similar frustrations. So that caused my brother and I to develop Partyline. We're targeting people who are single, looking for a date, looking to meet new friends, bored, lonely, shy, or just looking for someone to talk to. I'm sure some of you remember the AOL chat rooms back in the day. They were pretty fun, interactive. I used them. Good way to meet new people. And then MySpace, Facebook, Instagram started a trend of staying connected with your friends. And then they're not a good way to meet new people. So now there's companies like Zeus, Plenty of Fish, OkCupid, who are gaining popularity pretty fast because they're a good way to meet new people. There are a few other similar companies who do what we do, but nothing exactly to what we do. We're the only app that does this. So there's Chat Roulette. I'm sure some of you have heard of them. And it's a PC-based, web-based service that randomly connects people in a voice or a video chat. But a lot of people complain that there's a bunch of guys on there flashing their private parts. So one thing that we have going for us is that it's pretty simple. Partyline is simple. It's a random mobile app, voice chat app. And there's no video. I'm sure one day in the future we'll add video. But another compliment that we get is that our voice clarity is better than Skype and most cell phone carriers. So our technology is excellent. More feedback that we get is that the app is fun to use. It's addicting. It's interesting. It's great when you're bored and nothing to do. I was going to do a live demo today for some reason. Sprint service in here is not working very well, and the Wi-Fi somehow isn't getting well on me. But I'll take any questions right now. Yes.
So I love the idea. I think it's really cool. But like you mentioned with all your competitors, I mean, like the big hurdle, it seems to be quality assurance. So what do you guys have planned to keep, the phone version of men flashing privates or whatever it is from happening?
We have, let's say for instance, we're going to add picture sending soon. So that button on the app won't be available to press, let's say, until like 15 minutes after the conversation. So it'll be a real genuine conversation between two users before they can send a picture. So that'll weed out the people who just connect to someone and say, hey, check out this picture of my big chest or whatever, Yes?
What kind of underlying technology do you use for the clarity of a voice chat? Chat A, and B, do you have any age restrictions as far as, kids under a certain age, whatever else can?
Absolutely. We have our own voice over IP technology. That's what we use. So it isn't a plugin or a Google Voice plugin or Twilio or anything like that. It's our own technology that our developer created and hard-coded himself. As far as the age restrictions, we do have age restrictions. There's ages 14 to 17 cannot connect to anybody 18 and older. And anyone who registered 18 and older cannot connect to anybody 17 and below.
Yeah, do we have verifying that?
I'm sorry?
Do we got a verification mechanism built in?
No, since it is anonymous and we don't collect any personal information, we can't verify that at the time. But we've had some talks about verifying the age and email address and stuff like that. Maybe even integrating Facebook.
That's a question. Underlying technology, is it peer-to-peer?
Yes. Gentleman over there has a question.
Sure. What's your method of monetization?
Okay. Currently, we have one in-app purchase, and that is to directly connect with someone who you spoke with in the past, or someone that you've added as a friend. So if you meet someone on the app and you want to talk to them in the future, and you still don't want to ask for their phone number or any other personal information, you just want to stick with the app and talk to them with the app or be your friend on that. For $1.99, you can purchase 5 credits, and that will be for unlimited talk time. You can directly contact that person. So you could bypass the random connection, which will make it hard to find them again in the future, and you could directly call them. So that's one option. And then we're going to have a point system and reward system where the more you use the app, you could redeem those points for features. And if you don't want to use the app for 2 months to accumulate those points, you could just buy those points and redeem features. Unlock features. Yes.
As a consumer, what marginal benefit do I get from paying an in-app purchase to get someone's phone number that I can't get like on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram?
Well, of course that may happen, but then again, let's say being a female, she may not want to give you her phone number right away. She may want to get to know you a little bit more, talk to you a little bit more. That's kind of hard to do in maybe a 30-minute conversation. So.
But my question is, do you think a consumer would find a way around paying for a female's phone number? Do you think they would try to find a way to get it for free, but not pay for it like through the app?
Through the app? Well, since we don't collect phone numbers, I don't think that happened. It's all anonymous. So are you saying that, let's say, hey, add me on Cake or something like that, or add me on Instagram, we could talk from that? Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying, what's going to secure the consumer to stay involved in this app if they really want to stay connected to someone? What's going to secure that they pay for further communication with the individual? What do you have in the app that's securing that? That's what I'm asking.
Well, I mean, currently we don't have anything to secure that, but we have thought about that. We've thought about people saying, hey, why don't I just get your email address or something like that, or add me on Instagram and talk like that, talk on that. But like I said, if it's a person who's on there who's concerned about their personal information, they probably won't give out their phone number right away. Yes.
So I'm a little confused. Does this thing only, let's say, connect me to someone within like a 20-mile radius? Is this anyone on the planet? What does this do?
Currently, it's anybody on the planet. And once we do get a large user base, we're going to add possibly geolocation and different states to narrow down their location.
So it can't really be used for dating if it's connecting me to someone in Bangladesh. Why not?
Someone said why not? I mean, it's true. I mean, if you talk to someone in Bangladesh and they speak English, you like them. That's a good point, but like I said, we will implement, which is already built in the database, United States, different states in the United States.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, very quickly, while our last presenter is setting up, is there any community announcements? Do you need access to these are short 30-second ones? Yes, Norm.
The Center for Entrepreneurship is looking for teams to participate in a regional I-Corps program. It helps startups get traction, get you ready to raise money, introduces you into the Ann Arbor entrepreneurial ecosystem, meet investors, other entrepreneurs, mentors, and any technology will work. Go to michiganicorps.com.
Awesome,
thank you.
Yes.
Son from the NY Media Group at AnnArbor.com, and I have some job openings for developers as well as product people. So try to catch me later and I'll give you more details.
Thank you for mentioning that. 3 times a day people ask me, where do I go to let people know I'm hiring? This is the place.
Liquid Web is hiring too. Like, are we going to do it? There's usually a shout out for who's hiring. But
yeah, now's the time, I guess.
Developers, tech support, everyone. Talk to me afterwards. I'll buy a pizza if we're going to pizza house afterwards.
Sounds like a plan.
Cayman Chemical is hiring a web developer. You can talk to me. I'm the business analyst.
Awesome.
Yes. Seatside service. It's a mobile app that allows you to earn concessions to your seat and entertainment venues. We have a bunch of case studies that we're rolling out this summer, and we're always looking to grow our team. So if there are anybody that's in the business analyst side or they're developers, please talk to me afterwards.
A2RB, which is our Ann Arbor Ruby group, will be happening. Brandon, do you know what day? It will be happening It will be
It happened
happening.
now, but then it didn't happen now because
Right.
this is happening now.
So it's not now. So it'll probably be next Tuesday or something like that. It's usually the last Tuesday of the month.
Yeah, you go to a2rb.org, and there is a really fancy website that has like one link on it, and you should click on that link.
Okay, let's do it. Yeah.
Actually, I started this video interest group, Ann Arbor Video Interest Group. If anybody's interested in video in any way or needs video help, A2vig.org. We meet the second Wednesday of every month.
Nice.
And there's beer.
Yeah, I did a short announcement here a couple months ago. I was working with a group that's working with the state of Michigan to create open APIs from the state, and we're going to hold a hackathon. And I have a little more information. It's going to be October 4th through 6th at the Madison Building. And it's going to be at codemichigan.com sometime in early June, and I can come back and talk a lot more about it.
Awesome. We need to come up with a national day of having you guys here in Ann Arbor. I'm sure they'll talk to you.
Yeah, and the A2 Geeks contest too.
Oh, yes, which I don't know the details of.
Yeah, A2 Geeks is having a hack your civic hack contest or something.
Okay.
Are these not the same thing?
They overlap.
They kick off on the same day, and then one continues for the month, and the other is just one weekend.
They're going to fight each other now.
How do we find more information about the Madison event?
It'll be at codemichigan.com in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
And I can give you a card if you want email or something. I can send you an update.
Did you mention that Olark is hiring front-end developers?
I did not. What's Olark?
It's the company that you and I work for that put live chat on your website. Anyhow, we're hiring JavaScript people and front-end and Rails and that sort of stuff. So,
if you find the idea of your JavaScript running on 10,000 websites, if that those who does not terrify you, you should talk to Brandon about that. Okay, and then without further ado, Gary, thank you so much for your patience. Gary is going to talk about SmartBars.
My name is LeBrun. Yeah, I would like to present our mobile shopping app, SmartBars, and website, Parker Smart U. Together they do target rate, price comparison, and coupon search. Mobile shopping is hard these days. Here are a few big players. The Amazon Price Checker, and eBay Razor, Google Shopper, and ShopSavvy. The problem is they don't talk to each other. They mainly focus on selling their own goods. So there's our solution using SmartBar mobile app and Parker Smart U. Together, then we put Amazon offers from Amazon, eBay, Google, and all local chain stores side by side. SmartBar is just a simple mobile app. We scan barcode and look up the offers. So when you tap look up, this is the scan results. So you get a barcode, when you tap look up, it will show you the product. So this barcode is associated with our Western Digital storage drive, and it'll show you offers from Amazon, that's by eBay, Google, and the shop.com. And also it will show you the local chain stores and based on your zip code, and then you can search for one key. You can download SmartBars from Apple Store and Google Play. It's free. And now I'll show you a video clip to show you how this thing works. So I'll show you the offers from Amazon, eBay, Best Buy, Google, and based on zip code, it will show you the local stores. And you can also search coupons. Thank you.
Can you connect, say, your Amazon account to the app and buy directly through the app?
Right now we don't to buy directly from the app. We just give them to refer the link to the Amazon site. We collect affiliation bonus.
How are you guys planning on monetizing?
Yes, one is the affiliation bonus. From if we do, I mean, if you say you scan and buy something from Amazon.
So you get a referral fee?
Yes, referral fees, and also the Google Ads, AdSense.
It has to be mentioned that Red Laser was sold to eBay by Occipital, who presented at A2Newtech in probably 2010. So I don't know if everyone was aware of that or not, but I don't know. It's just sort of mind blowing that.
Right.
3 years later, we're having a very similar conversation.
I guess that would be my question: is why hasn't anyone done this yet, and therefore, what gives you an edge over those other competitors?
Please repeat the question.
I guess with all those big players in the space, why hasn't anyone else combined all of this? And what gives you an edge over all of Google just grabbing all this data too, or something like that?
Well, when I'm looking for those mobile shopping area, I find that most of mobile shopping apps are developed by the merchants itself. There are not many just say, okay, mostly is merchant centric, not the customer product centric. So this one is around, okay, because for myself, I think I want to see process from eBay, Amazon, or local stores, but they don't offer this service to the end user. So that's why I come up with this idea.
So I think what she was asking is, with Google, for instance, with its capabilities, why hasn't Google connected all of these sources into its own app for finding, different prices? What's stopping them? Is there some kind of intellectual property you can gain, or?
Yeah. So now Google is not. What I say, it's starting to merchandise the products. So Google actually collect a lot of merchants and sell products from the Google site. They particularly have a price comparison search engine, but mostly it's sale goes on his site and Google database. And the price, there are a lot of applications to the price comparison too, but they just put everything together, not particularly put some quality offers side by side.
Do you plan to add text search to the app? Because not every time I'm going to have access to the barcode of the product.
Yes, you can also have the product name to search, but the mobile app itself is not able to search the name yet, but at the website you can search the name.
under the impression that Google already does this on their shopping site. Like I was there a couple months ago looking for a Nexus 7 and they showed me results from Best Buy, Sears, Amazon, local stores.
Right, like I just said, Google already collect all this data in Google's price comparison search engine. So the data is already, I mean, Google already has this, but why is Google do it on it's a website, and also well, actually, I think I have to go back and look at Google, yeah, how they do things.
So as a consumer, someone, I already know about Google, and obviously if I wasn't here today, I wouldn't know about yours. So if you're trying to get to market as a consumer, why do I choose you over a credible Google?
Well, it's basically you just use and compare, yeah, to see who is more convenient, who is more product-centric or customer-centric. Yeah. But I think most of the big players, they are merchant-centric, so even for the Google. Right.
Okay, thank you. Okay, that wraps it up for our presentation today. I think as for A2Newtech tradition, that some people might be headed over to Pizza House after a little bit of socializing. Was anyone else besides myself interested in that? Okay, excellent. So in about half an hour or so, we'll probably head over to a Pizza House and grab a table. You're welcome to join us. Thank you all for coming, and let's please give a round of applause for our speakers one more time.